Hi guys, welcome to our arm workout. For this one, you're just going to need a 1 kilo weight or something of equivalent weight. For this one, it's going to work the backs of the triceps, the shoulders, and all throughout the arm. So we're going to start just in a little bit of a 4-point kneel, ready for a stretch. We're going to start into our thread of the needle. So your right arm's just going to lift up towards the ceiling as you take a deep inhale breath. Exhale breath, start to wrap that right arm under left arm, little bend of left elbow. We reach again, so right arm reaches for sky, inhale. We're going to go for the second side, so right hand can just stack under right shoulder. Let's go with left arm lifting up for sky, inhale. Exhale, wrapping through. Imagining someone's pulling that left arm under the right. We reach again, left arm for sky. Opening chest. And then exhaling, reaching right around. Amazing. Let's come back into our center 4-point kneel. So hands just under those shoulders, knees back under hips. We're going to wriggle your hips a little bit, your knees a little bit away from you and start to go into our tricep circles. So your elbows are just going to bend down by your rib cage, getting nice and low towards that mat. Then start to push yourself towards the front of the mat before you come back to that full 4-point kneel. We go again, so elbows tuck, inhale. Exhale, push that nose across the mat. Come back to 4-point kneel. So with your weight here, try and keep it forward over the hands and then push it forward. That way you should start to feel lots of burn down backs of triceps. Still keeping that tummy engaged, just pulling up for spine. Good, let's go for last 2. And then last one. Amazing. As you come back into that 4-point kneel, let's reach a hold of that 1 kilo weight. It's going to go into your right hand here. Your right knee can just center itself off a little bit and left leg's going to extend to the back of your mat. From there, just start to lift the arm up and down and lower. Again, lift and lower. So as we take that little lift and lower, see if the tummy can tighten, watching that we're gaining that balance, not falling off that right hip. We just go for 3. In 2, we'll keep the arm and the leg lifted and we hold it there. We're going to see if we can go into a bit of a gecko movement. So your right elbow is going to bend, left knee is going to bend, then take them both back to be straight. Again, little bend from the limbs, reach the limbs. So lots of balance happening all through that left arm. Zipping up through tummy. Deep breaths for 3. For 2. And then last one, find that long point, then return the hand and the leg down onto your mat. We'll swap straight to that second side. So left arm takes weight. Right leg goes for back of mat, left arm reaches forward. Let's lift up and down. Lift up and down. With that right heel of your hand, just see if you can try and push away from that mat. If you are getting sore through the wrist, you can make a little gorilla fist on the knuckles there for 2. Next one stays high. Let's go into that gecko. So sliding in elbow and knee, then reach it out. Sliding in and out. Just seeing if you can keep that elbow and knee at a similar height, so one's not dropping lower than the other. We go for 3, for 2, and then last one, let's reach all the way out nice and long, then lowering onto your mat. Let's get rid of that weight now. We're going to stay up on your hands, but just start to press your feet up into a bit of a plank position. Now, once you're in that plank straight away, we lift your hips into a down dog position. You can find that stretch just for a second, trying to get chest towards thighs. And then just start to bring your weight back forward over the hands, so shoulders stack over, tighten up that tummy into your plank. Again, we lift those hips up to down dog. Let's transfer forward into plank. So whilst you're taking these little shifts up and down, just start to notice as you lift, your tummy at the lower point tightens. As you come forwards, upper tummy tightens. We're going to stay with this same action, but the next time that you take your hips up to ceiling, let's hold it there just for a second. So same feeling through ribs and hips. Your left leg is going to lift up towards the sky. We hold it there. From here, take those shoulders back over the hands, bend a little through your left knee and see if it can go up towards your left elbow. This time, shoot left leg for ceiling, push back through hands. We go again, bend left knee, reach through, then press for sky. Now throughout this movement, just see if that breath can stay nice and long in nose and out mouth. There's a lot going on already, so we won't think about too much of when it's happening. But we're just going to go for last two. And then last one, reach that left leg for sky, pull it back towards down dog, maybe a little pedal out through those feet. We're going to go straight into your second side. So once you've taken that little pedal, just keeping yourself up in down dog, nice and high. Right leg this time reaching up for sky. Don't get too worried about how high that leg is. And then starting to bend through right knee, transfer that weight over hands, press back up again. Little bend of knee, come forward, press up again. So even as you're shifting back over the hands, watch that that plank is still staying nice and strong. Tight through legs all the way up through to head for 3. For 2. As we come through that last one, lift the right leg up for sky, take it back down onto the floor. From here, just float your knees down onto your mat. And then just keep your knees slightly further back from your hips. We're going to keep the tops of the feet on the mat and then just shift your hips forward into our little kneeling plank position. Now from here, we're going to start to go into our tricep plank or push-up. So you're going to bend through your elbows, nice and low down the body, just slightly down, then coming up again. So a little bend of those elbows, lowering down towards mat, then pushing up again. Now a couple of options here. If you do feel like you can go up onto those feet, you can go for it. Otherwise, if you need to come back to 4-point kneel, same thing, head goes towards mat. If you feel like you need to lift your feet off that mat a little bit in your kneeling push-up, you can. We're just going to go for last 2. So many push-ups. And then last one, pressing yourself back. Let's sink those hips into a nice deserved child's pose. Arms reaching forward, hips just sinking back. Okay, from here we're just going to flip onto your back and we're going to take ourselves into some little tricep dips. I know they're already burning, but your fingertips are just going to point down towards your hips. We'll keep your bottom on the floor to start, but just begin by pressing your elbows into a bit of a bend, then pushing up again. Little bend, push up. Now if that's feeling okay for upper body, we can lift those hips up towards the sky and then keep lowering elbows down and up. Just watching that as you take that movement that you're not lowering your hips up and down towards the floor. It's all about arms. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's lower those hips onto your mat. We're going to keep both of your feet together, pull them up into a little tabletop position. Same thing through those triceps, little bend down, push up, bend down, push up. So you'll find that your tummy needs to switch on just a little to hold those feet at that tabletop. If they need to come back down for mat, that's okay. Here 3, here 2, and here 1. Good, guys. We're going to flip now onto our tummy. So you'll be laying all the way down on the belly. Head's just going to be looking towards the end of that mat. Arms are going to frame the mat either side, so nice and bent at the elbows. And then just resting the forehead down towards the mat. It might hover just a little. From here, just lifting those hands away from the floor. Lift through shoulders, squeeze through shoulder blades, then lower back down. So a little squeeze and lift, just working that upper back, then coming back down. So you can almost imagine that someone's got their hand between the shoulder blades. You're trying to squeeze around it, getting some nice tension. It's easy to overwork the glutes here, so try and relax them just a little. All about that upper back and thoracic spine here for 2. Last one's going to stay high, squeeze those shoulder blades. Now reach your arms long out towards the front of the mat, then squeeze them back down the spine. Reach forward and back, forward and back. Now we might need a little bit of support from those glutes now, so you can squeeze up with your legs, bringing those legs just off the mat. Still working through upper shoulders here for 3. To finish us off, we're going to reach those arms forward in 2, hold them long. Now start to kick your legs up and down, going into our little freestyle or swimmers. Try and work that body as quickly as you can, reaching as long as you can. Tummy is tight here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower those hands, just pulling them down towards the chest. We're going to gently push ourselves up into a little cobra. If that full cobra is too much for the spine or the back, we can just go into that little baby cobra. We'll bring ourselves down just for 1, back towards that mat. Take a deep inhale breath. Exhale breath, pushing yourself back up. Good work, guys. We are all done.